Chapter
NK
1281, Who Should Be Chosen? Bang!
The one who fell was the man in the headscarf, lying on his back with a bloody hole on his forehead, red blood and white brain matter spilling out.
What happened? Tam asked in shock. Who is it? Li Luke's face darkened, he reflexively turned back and sidestepped.
The bearded man and the tall thin one also turned pale, their comrade fell yet they did not know who the enemy was.
I am So Fong, my name never changes.
A cold voice came from afar, figures appeared from the thick fog, it was So Fong and Taini. Third brother. Taitu cried with joy, her face wet with tears of happiness. So Fong muttered, "Why do you love crying so much?"
So Fong, why are you still alive?
Li Luke said coldly.
He knew So Fong, back then in the wildfire incident, it was hard not to know him. Die? That word is not in my dictionary.
So Fong smirked, so it will never happen. The tall man raised his gun aiming at Tam, the bearded one also aimed his pistol at Luke.
Yes, it is a threat.
Li Luke calmly raised his gun, stepping back then pressing the muzzle on Tam's forehead.
Taini and Tu grew tense. Can you tell me about those treasures you got? Li Luke asked coldly. That word breeding.
Li Luke's smile froze, he asked, seems you know a lot.
Just a guess. So Fong said, those relics are all genetic modifications, right?
Though phrased as a question, his tone was firm, like a statement.
To be honest, it is very bad.
So Fong said flatly.
Exclamation point.
That and the others tensed up, thinking, Elder So please, speak more tactfully, their brothers are still in enemy hands, if provoked one shot could kill them.
Bad?
Li Luke's smile stiffened, his face twisted, he asked, what right do you have to say that? Under the same conditions, I can do better than you, gene modification is not hard, if you have hands you can do it. So Fong said calmly. Taini and the others fell silent, wondering if they did not have hands.
Surrender now. So Fong put his finger on the trigger. What, you do not care about their lives?
Li Luke pressed the muzzle harder on Tam's forehead, leaving a red mark. Believe it or not, before you fire I can kill you already. So Fong said calmly.
So arrogant?
Li Luke sneered. Elder So, let us stop quarreling, save Tam first. That said bitterly, his legs shaking.
Yes, press him more and Tam brother will be in danger. Tu whispered. One survivor is enough.
So Fong suddenly said.
Question mark. Taini and the others were puzzled.
Who is your direct leader?
So Fong asked. Do you think I am stupid?
Li Luke sneered, how could I tell you?
One of the 8 great families, right? So Fong asked. Li Luke's pupils shrank, he denied, you guess. So it is.
So Fong nodded, saying, do not stall, your support was captured, no one will deliver news.
Last night Chan Nin called by satellite phone, bringing this good news, and also found out that Li Luke targeted Tam. No wonder no news came out. Li Luke realized. So accept your fate.
So Fong said calmly.
Impossible, unless you do not want their lives. Li Luke growled. Mr. So? Tu widened her eyes in disbelief. Be quiet. Taini frowned and held her shoulder.
Behind them others showed anger or deep thought.
How could Mr. So say that? Q gritted his teeth, wanting to punch him. You do not know them? Li Luke asked, then why meddle? Of course for money. So Fong smiled. So how much did they pay you? Li Luke was lured. He scoffed, for such trash, they really spent money? Indeed. So Fong replied. Li Luke said, I can give you 30 million yuan, join us. Tempting.
So Fong acted surprised.
I also give 30 million yuan. Tu shouted. You have money? Li Luke mocked. Is 30 million so much? Tay Tu retorted. Li Luke was speechless, thinking, is it not much, and you a little girl can have it? Hard to choose.
So Fong smiled with a playful glint.
So Fong. Van Han frowned. You say, who should I choose?
So Fong stroked the girl's head, gently said.
I listen to you. Of course, Sister Tay Tuesday. Van Han answered innocently. Okay. So Fong smiled, then pulled the trigger. Bang bang bang. 3 shots echoed through the sky. Chapter 1282, Amputation.
Tay Tam and Tay Luke trembled, their eyes dazed, while Lai Luke clutched his arms and screamed miserably, his pale face turning even uglier. Beside him, the tall man and the bearded one lay collapsed on the ground, unable to get up, blood holes glaring on their foreheads. Their eyes were wide open, dead without closing.
Damn it!
Tay Q blurted with a curse. He turned his head, seeing So Fong calmly holstering his pistol, his other hand just lowered from covering the girl's eyes.
Why cover my eyes? Van Han pouted unhappily. I am not a child. She muttered. Above. Code 360. Taney quickly waved his hand, signaling the team. Third brother, sixth brother, are you all right? Tay Tu asked in panic, kicking Lai Luke down as he passed. I am fine.
Tay Tam steadied himself, exhaled in relief, and calmed.
Good, finally caught up. Tay Tu cried with joy. Fourth sister, seeing you makes me so happy.
Tay Luke spoke hoarsely, eyes red, feeling the sweetness of survival.
I am also happy. Tay Tu smiled with tears flowing. No, I do not hug men. Tay Tu refused firmly. All right.
Tay Luke felt a bit disappointed.
Damn it.
Lai Luke clutched his wounded arm, cursing loudly.
Shut up.
Tay Tu coldly kicked him in the face, blood gushing from his nose, miserable to see. Tay Luke shivered, his sister was still fierce. Lai Luke's eyes darkened, pain choking his words, he longed to grab a weapon but could not. Tay That and Tay Bat pressed him down, tying him tightly with rope, leaving no escape.
Yes.
Tay That answered, pulling cloth from his waterproof bag, stuffing it in Lai Luke's mouth, then binding it.
MMPH. Lai Luke rolled his eyes, gagged. Changed socks for days, smell it? Tay That teased. MMPH.
Lai Luke nearly fainted, mouth stuffed with stinking socks.
So cruel, but I like it. Tay Bat chuckled like a rogue. Like it? I have another one, want it? Tay That mocked. Get lost. Tay Bat glared. Thanks. Taney turned to So Fong sincerely. Because of you. Paid work, nothing more. So Fong shrugged. Still, thank you, I will settle the money later. Tay Tu said seriously. No need, he was joking, the master will pay. Van Han cut in, rolling her eyes at So Fong, his sly nature unchanged. So Fong coughed. Cough, I was joking. What? Van Han asked. Never mind, I know So Fong is not like that. Tay Tu smiled, stunning others. Tay Luke was dumbfounded, did not she say no hugging men, is So Fong not a man?
Think clearly, your life is not as precious as his.
Tay Tam patted his shoulder. Tay Luke's face sank. Well. So Fong looked awkward. Just one hug. Tay Tu hugged him tightly, then quickly let go without regret. Van Han pouted, whispering softly, unheard. Thank you. Tay Tu spoke again sincerely. No need.
So Fong said sternly, his nose filled with her scent.
Surprisingly pleasant. So Fong, you are blushing. Van Han squinted. Am I? So Fong laughed, rubbing his nose. Oof. Van Han snorted, turning away. Did we forget something? Tay Luke suddenly asked. Trin Quang. Tay Tam exclaimed, remembering he might be dying. The man raised a middle finger. Trin Quang, So Fong, save him. Tay Tu urged. Well, can you save him? Van Han asked curiously. Hard, but I can try, bring the anti-inflammatory. So Fong said gravely. First, contact the master, tell him to send a helicopter. He added. Yes. Taybat looked up, the sky clear, a helicopter could land. Scalpel for detox. So Fong ordered. Detox, how? Tay that puzzled. Idiot, with fire. Tay Tu scolded. Alright, I will light it. Tay that struck sparks. So Fong drew his knife, opened the wound. It was infected, flesh rotting, pus seeping, terrifying to see. He paused. How? Van Han worried. This leg cannot be saved, must cut. He sighed. Yes, the whole leg necrotic, reddish-purple. He revealed the thigh to foot, all necrotic. How could this happen? Tay Tu cried again. Give anti-inflammatory, urged the master, time is short, must operate. So Fong said firmly. All right. Taini quickly used the satellite phone to contact Tay Chan Nin. Chapter 1283, Let me do it. So Fong spoke with regret, it cannot be saved, the leg is badly damaged, if it is not cut he will surely die. Tay Tu took a deep breath, calmed himself and nodded, I understand, at least his life can be kept. Not necessarily, it depends on the treatment conditions. So Fong coldly poured a bucket of cold water, his current state is very bad, maybe without reaching the hospital he will die. How could it be like this? Tay Tu was dazed. Do not worry, nearby there is a medical ship, surgery can be performed immediately. Taini hung up the phone and spoke. That is great. Tay that was excited. So Fong, is there really no way to save him? Van Han softly asked. Life and death are equal, 50-50. So Fong thought then spoke. So Fong patted her head gently to reassure her. Second sister, we have some news. Tay Tam spoke in a low voice. What news? Taini asked. Tay Tam glanced at So Fong and the young girl, then remained silent. We are one family, speak. Taini raised her chin. Tay Tam nodded and told the information extracted from Lai Luke, what is below the cliff? Taini frowned, stepped closer and looked down, only saw a whiteness like clouds. What could it be? A relic? Tay that guessed. Mr. So, what do you think? Taini looked at So Fong. So Fong thought, it should be a research facility, some kind of laboratory. Second sister, do you want to go down to check? Tay Bat was excited. No, report to third master, after the interrogation we will consider. Taini said and looked at Lai Luke, her eyes like looking at a dead man. Understood. Tay Bat replied. Is there water? Tay Luke with cracked lips asked. Ha Cham quickly handed over a flask, here. Great, finally saved. Tay Luke opened and poured into his mouth. Here. Tay Q gave his water to Tay Tam. Thanks. The latter expressed gratitude. Mr. So, later you and Van Han take the helicopter first, this time you have worked hard. Taini spoke. All right. So Fong did not refuse, his mission was done, next these people could leave by helicopter. By the way, what about those others? Tay Q asked. Third master already sent people to pick them up, no need to worry. Taini calmly said. That is good. Everyone was relieved. Half an hour later, the sound of helicopter came, it landed on the grassy summit. The door opened, a nurse in white uniform ran down, shouting, Quick, where is the injured? Here. Tay Luke shouted.
Trin Quang was lifted into the helicopter, placed lying.
Mr. So, please board. Taney softly said. Then we will go first.
So Fong held the girl and boarded.
One more seat, hurry up. The nurse called.
Taney opened her mouth, finally did not stop. Third master must be anxious, letting her return first was fine.
We will wait for you outside.
Tae-tu waved.
All right. Taney nodded. The helicopter rose, flying to the medical ship. It is me. So Fong politely smiled.
The nurse excitedly said, I did not expect to see the real person. I am your fan, can you sign for me? She took notebook and pen, eyes full of expectation at So Fong.
Sure. So Fong smiled.
He quickly signed and drew a smiling face. Here. The nurse gave the signed paper to Tae-tu. So Fong could not help but laugh. Sign another sheet.
Nice. Van Han cheerfully said.
Tae-tu glared, kept the signature, seemed to recall something.
Should we give the patient oxygen? The pilot reminded. Right, I forgot.
The nurse exclaimed, hurriedly placed the mask on Trin Quang. So Fong and the girl felt awkward. If Trin Quang did not die, he truly had fortune. With a prosthetic leg later, he can live like normal people.
So Fong gently said. Is the operating room ready? So Fong asked.
The nurse froze, mouth open, could not speak.
What is wrong?
Van Han asked, puzzled. The nurse screamed, my God, I forgot, the doctor went back to the mainland. On the
ship there is no surgeon.
So Fong twitched his mouth, so unreliable.
How can that be? When will the doctor return? Tae-tu worried.
If sending helicopter to fetch, fastest also 2 hours. The nurse apologized.
Too late. So Fong shook his head. Then what now? Tae-tu looked at So Fong for help. Sigh, I will do the surgery. So Fong helplessly said. What? This time the young girl cried out shocked, face full of astonishment, since when could So Fong perform surgery?
Do not be surprised, only an amputation, not hard.
So Fong looked calm, like a master. Could he really?
Of course, it was a skill included in the monthly gift pack, Elementary Surgery Master.
Really? Tae-tu was uneasy, never heard that the idol could do surgery. Chapter 1284, Strange Surgery. Tae-tu and the nurse stayed silent, unable to find another way. Mr. So, how sure are you that this surgery will succeed? Tae-tu asked softly. About 70%, no more than that. So Fong answered calmly, with the blessing of luck and healing arts, 70% success was already significant. 70%. The nurse exclaimed, daring to say 70%, what could be more? Tae-tu breathed deeply, face resolute. All right, let Mr. So perform this surgery. No, miss, do you know how difficult this operation is? The nurse protested, how can you agree so easily? Do you have a better method? Tae-tu replied with So Fong as the answer. No. The nurse whimpered. Rest assured, I am confident, if I fail, no payment is taken. So Fong said plainly. So there is a fee after all. Half an hour later, they finally saw the hospital ship, anchored 200 yards from shore. What a grand gesture. Van Han murmured, so the Tae family even had a hospital ship. The sea wind was calm, the helicopter descended and landed smoothly on the deck. I see Third Master. Van Han leaned at the window, spotting Tae Chan Nin on the deck. Ah, Third Master came himself to welcome us. Tae-tu was surprised. So Fong glanced at her, thinking, he came just to fetch you. The hatch opened, Tae Chan Nin strode forward. Third Master. Tae-tu hurried down and saluted. You are not hurt? Tae Chan Nin asked with concern. Tae-tu shook her head, respectfully, no, sorry to trouble Third Master. Prepare the operating room, make it sterile.
So Fong also disembarked, helping move Tae-Luke, then handed him to medical staff.
Good, I will send someone to prepare at once. The nurse hurried out with her clipboard. Mr. So, you worked hard this time. Tae-Chan-nin said. Polite words. So Fong smiled. I will arrange someone to escort you back. Tae-Chan-nin took his phone.
Third Master, wait, So Fong still wants to operate on Trin Quang. Tae-Tu grabbed his phone in haste.
Tae-Chan-nin frowned slightly. So Fong wants to operate on Trin Quang? Any problem? So Fong asked. No problem. He nodded.
Tae-Chan-nin thought then agreed, alright, Quang's life is in your hands. Please also prepare a room for Van Han to rest. So Fong said gently.
No problem.
Tae-Chan-nin waved, a follower rushed to arrange it.
Mr. So, the operating room is ready. Soon the nurse returned.
Tae-Chan-nin twitched his lips, that was quick.
So fast?
So Fong was surprised.
Yes, ready to start at once. The nurse confirmed. Good.
So Fong nodded, turned to the girl gently, go bathe, then rest well.
Van Han muttered, I still want to watch you operate.
So Fong patted her head, comforting, be good, surgery is bloody, better not to see.
All right, but call me when you finish.
Van Han agreed, though her heart was uneasy, imagining a man without limbs was frightening.
Sure. So Fong smiled, then followed the nurse into the operating room. Third Master, may I watch Mr. So operate? Tae-Tu asked.
No, you must rest.
Tae-Chan-nin refused firmly. Tae-Tu pouted, all right.
Third Master, please remember to bring back second sister and the others.
Tae-Tu asked hopefully.
Tae-Chan-nin smiled kindly, rest assured, I will not forget.
Hee, Third Master is so nice. Tae-Tu smiled and went into the cabin.
Soon after, the helicopter took off again to fetch Tae-Ni's group. Inside the ship, So Fong bathed in hot water, changed into fresh surgical clothes, and was prepared by assistants.
Mr. So, I will be first assistant. A young man said. Mr. So, I will be second assistant.
This time a woman spoke, about 35 or 36.
So Fong nodded, gesturing, begin anesthesia. Yes.
The anesthetist came forward, skillfully putting Trin Quang under.
Though unconscious, the amputation would be painful, anesthesia was essential. After anesthesia, vital signs dropped. Understood. So Fong checked the screen, instructed, hurry with the surgery, control the bleeding. Yes. The assistants replied quickly. The second recalled, Mr. So, no need to take photos to confirm the cut site? No, I know exactly where. So Fong answered firmly. What? The assistants widened their eyes, what kind of procedure was this? Scalpel.
So Fong placed one hand on the injured thigh, the other outstretched.
Clack.
The scalpel landed in his hand, his movements smooth and without hesitation.
Chapter 1285, The Doubtful Maiden. Knock, knock, knock.
Suddenly the door was knocked loudly.
Who is it? Van Han asked softly. Van Han, it is me.
The voice of Tae-Tu came from outside.
Sister Tae-Tu?
Van Han was doubtful, she put down the hairdryer and opened the door.
Ah, you just bathed too. Tae-Tu smiled brightly, lightly saying. Can I come in and sit a while? Of course, come in.
Van Han smiled and leaned aside for Tae-Tu to enter. Tae-Tu sat on the sofa, staring at the girl, saying nothing. Van Han felt uneasy, her small hands clenched, she asked softly.
Sister Tae-Tu, is there something? Nothing at all, I just wanted to sit with you. Tae-Tu smiled gently, pulling the girl to sit. Let me help you dry your hair. Tae-Tu suddenly said.
Without waiting for refusal, she picked up the dryer.
Sister Tay too, no need, I can do it myself. Van Han felt restless. Why was she so warm? Did she hide some purpose? It is fine, I am free anyway.
Tay too pressed the girl's shoulder, making her sit again. Whoosh whoosh. The wind blew, the long hair floated, along with her thoughts.
She was guessing wildly the purpose of Tay Tuesday. How is it?
Tay too kept moving her hands.
Van Han asked curiously. You came to me, truly with nothing to say? Nothing. Tay too still gave that answer.
After 7 or 8 minutes, Tay too put down the dryer, took the comb, brushed her hair, and finally applied conditioner.
Van Han nodded, innocently replied. And I will care for it later.
All right, rest well, I will see if second sister has returned.
Tay too stood and said. Ah, leaving now? Van Han was puzzled. Did she truly only come to chat? Yes, otherwise what else? Tay too laughed. I go now.
Tay too waved, opened the door, left, and closed it carefully.
Really strange.
Van Han whispered, frowning, staring at the closed door lost in thought.
Finally she smiled faintly, fell onto the bed, and sighed. All right, stop thinking, sleep then talk.
Soon her breath was steady, she fell into dreams. On deck, Tay too leaned on the railing, eyes fixed on Mist Island. The sea wind blew her hair, clothes clung to her body, sketching perfect curves.
What are you thinking?
Tay Nian walked to her, asking softly.
Why not sleep? I cannot sleep, I wait for second sister. Tay too answered, bowing politely. They are fine, already returning. Tay Nian said warmly. Amen. Tay too was relieved. Tay Nian asked again. What were you thinking just now? Ah. I was not thinking anything. Tay too replied calmly. Tay Nian smiled bitterly, sighed. I treat you like my own daughter, you should not hide from me. So, speak a bit?
Tay Nian leaned on the railing, giving a fatherly feeling.
Master, what do you think of So Fong? Tay too asked softly. Tay Nian frowned, stared at her, asked seriously. You like him? Master. Tay too's face reddened, acting coy. Cough cough, he is not bad, just a bit greedy and sly, the rest is good.
Also he is popular with women. Tay Nian coughed and continued. Tay too's smile froze, her face fell.
So, give up, choose someone better.
Tay Nian advised solemnly.
Better, who? Tay too asked curiously.
Tay Nian pursed lips, recalling if there was anyone better.
Is there? Tay too asked softly. Cough cough, seems not.
Tay Nian smiled awkwardly.
Knock knock knock.
Tay too wanted to speak more, but a helicopter sound came.
Return. Tay Nian looked up. The helicopter slowly descended, finally landing steadily on deck. Clatter.
The cabin door opened, Tay and others stepped down.
Master. They bowed together. Second sister, third brother. Tay too hurried to greet. Tay looked her up and down, nodded satisfied. Neat and tidy, looks better. Tay too smiled purely.
Hee, I prepared hot water, you can bathe first.
All right. Tay nodded. Tay Lu asked softly. Where is So Fong? So Fong is doing surgery, Van Han should be asleep. Tay too explained. So Fong doing surgery? Tay frowned. Yes, because. Tay too explained the matter. Tay Lu was shocked. So that is it. But Mr. So is not a doctor, how can he do surgery?
That I do not know, but surely Mr. So will not let trouble happen.
Tay too shrugged.
Tay Lu and others had no words, blind worship.
All right. Tay showed helplessness, walked away. Taegyo shamelessly asked. Master, is dinner prepared? You fellow, of course yes, in the dining room. Taejin Yen laughed. Ha, bathe then banquet. Taegyo excited, after many days without meat, now must eat enough. The group laughed, running into the cabin. Only a few remained on island, but reinforcements already arrived. Chapter 1286, Cardiac Resuscitation. He had been waiting in the operating room for an hour. Just removing the necrotic muscle tissue had taken much time. Not to mention the blood vessel reconnection, each step of restoring circulation was exhausting. Dr. So, abnormal bleeding. The second assistant reminded, her eyes already full of admiration for So Fong. During that hour, she witnessed his miraculous techniques. Every cut landed precisely, not an inch more or less. What shocked the assistants more was his speed at suturing blood vessels. On average every 4 or 5 minutes he completed one, surpassing most chief surgeons. Abnormal bleeding? So Fong paused, gently pressing the wound with his fingers, stopping the blood with his bare hand. Stopping bleeding barehanded. The first assistant almost exclaimed. He himself was a genius doctor, but it was his first time seeing someone achieve such accurate hemostasis with bare hands. Yes. The first assistant quickly composed himself, continuing to suture the wound skillfully. The second assistant hurried to hand over the tools. Blood pressure abnormal. The anesthetist reported nervously. Calm down. So Fong said steadily, then issued orders. The anesthetist sighed in relief, following his instructions to administer the medicine. Soon, the indicators returned to normal. Time passed, another hour went by. So Fong set the scalpel down. The first assistant rushed to bandage the wound. How is the situation? So Fong twisted his neck, cracking sounds echoing. Stable. The anesthetist quickly answered. Good, the rest is yours. He glanced at the amputated leg, knowing from now the patient could only walk with a prosthetic. No problem, Dr. So, please rest. The assistants respectfully replied. All right, call me if needed. He left the operating room, removing his bloody gloves into the bin. Mr. So, is the surgery finished? Tae-tu quickly stood up. She had waited outside nearly an hour, almost dozing off. Almost done, the last steps are theirs. So Fong spoke gently. Tae-tu said warmly, you must be tired, do you want to rest? Later, maybe they still need me. He waved his hand, sitting down on a bench outside. Then drink some water, I also brought fruit, eat something light. She opened her basket. Inside was mineral water, sliced watermelon, and plums. Watermelon and plums? He pressed his lips. Seeing the bright red fruit, he lost appetite. You do not like it? Tae-tu asked nervously. Not that, I am just not hungry. He smiled softly. Even strong as he was, after surgery red food was hard to eat. Better eat watermelon, it adds water. Unwilling to disappoint her, he bit into a slice. Sweet juice filled his mouth. Not good, the heartbeat suddenly stopped. What do we do? Quick, call Dr. So, only he can. So Fong sighed, rising and heading back. Just then the door opened, the second assistant rushed out. Dr. So, the patient's heart suddenly stopped. Seeing him, her panic turned to hope. Prepare the defibrillator. He sighed inwardly, the doctors here lacked skill. Yes. She quickly responded. Dr. So, please. The first assistant urged. The defibrillator is ready. The second assistant reported. Cannot be saved. The assistants froze, even accustomed to death, still felt sorrow. Outside, Tae-tu pressed her face against the glass, eyes full of worry. Defibrillator ready. So Fong shouted, then climbed onto the bed, pressing both hands on the chest, performing resuscitation. Dr. So has not given up. The first assistant watched nervously, hoping for a miracle. Time passed slowly, the heartbeat did not return. Do not give up, Dr. So persists. NK
The second
Books.
assistant clenched his hands.
Lucky light ring, give more strength. He prayed inwardly, secretly casting healing. 40 minutes passed. Super long resuscitation, Dr. So not tired? The second assistant was shocked. It has been over 40 minutes, still hope? The first assistant wanted to ask him to stop, but could not. Outside, Tae-tu hugged her knees. Unable to look. How is it? Tae-ni and others rushed in. The doctor said his heart stopped, now doing resuscitation. Tae-tu replied blankly. How, did surgery fail? Tae-Luke paled. She shook her head. No, the surgery succeeded, but his body was too weak, suddenly. Alas, he was never strong, thought there was hope. Tae-tam sighed, leaning against the wall, eyes red. The others fell silent, grief on their faces. How can this be? Tae-Luke panicked, rushing toward the operating room. Stop, it is a sterile area, you cannot enter. A nurse quickly blocked her, shouting. Chapter 1287, The Eldest Sister. Tae-Luke was stunned. Were nurses always this strong now? The nurse akimbo scolded, wait outside, if the doctor has no way then you cannot create a miracle either. Yes. Tae-Luke answered blankly. I know you are worried, but professional matters must be handled by professionals. The nurse said sternly. Is Mr. So a professional? Someone whispered. He is not, are you? The nurse glared. The man chuckled awkwardly and shut up. The heart is beating, great, the heart beats again. Suddenly, cheers erupted from the operating room. The heart is beating again? Tae-tu was excited, quickly jumped up, staggered close to the door. Inside, So-fong stepped down from the table, stretching his tired arms. He glanced at the monitor, the heartbeat had returned. Amazing. The first assistant gasped, after almost an hour of recovery the heart and lungs still succeeded, unbelievable. What is the situation? So-fong asked. Indexes are low, but vital signs are stable, the heart should not stop suddenly again. The second assistant answered excitedly. Mr. So, will the patient wake up? The first assistant asked. So-fong calmly said, hard to say, maybe 5 years, the sequelae of this extreme heart and lung recovery you know well. Understood. The first assistant nodded. So-fong nodded and ordered, keep observing, bandage the wound well, transfer to intensive care, respiratory support must continue. More than 10 minutes later, the operating room door opened, So-fong stepped out. So-fong, how is Trin Kwong? Tae-tu asked anxiously. Temporarily no life danger, still under observation. So-fong replied warmly. So good. The group sighed in relief, sorrow eased. Mr. So, thank you. Tae-Luke said sincerely. Mr. So must be tired, let us prepare some food. You can bathe and change clothes first. Mr. So. So-fong twitched his lips, being surrounded by men was not pleasant. Enough, stop making noise, let Mr. So decide himself. Tae-tu scolded. Fine, I will prepare bath water. Tae-tu said eagerly. Stay there. Tae-ni frowned, pulling his collar. What is it? Tae-tu asked confused. Tae-ni said coldly, on this ship there is only a shower, no bathtub, no need to prepare. Ah, I forgot. Tae-tu blushed. So-fong smiled, which room is Van Han in? I will lead you. Tae-tu signaled, this time Tae-ni did not stop him. Fourth sister is strange. Tae that muttered. I also see all women in the team are odd. Tae that stroked his chin. Tae-bat squeezed in, sneering, seventh brother, do you think eldest sister sees So-fong and maybe? Impossible, can So-fong suppress eldest sister? Tae that thought, it seemed unlikely. Probably not. Tae-bat shook his head, recalling her figure and shivering. Taney's voice came from behind. What are you talking about? Nothing.
Tay that and Tay Bat shook heads.
Taney coldly, come, interrogate the prisoner. The prisoner was Lee Luke, wounded in the hand, now locked below deck.
We must treat him properly. Tay that sneered, eyes flashing murderous intent.
Keep him alive. Taney warned. Got it. Tay that eagerly went downstairs. Tay Bat asked, Second sister, how will third master handle those on the island?
Taney answered coldly, if first investigate, if unrelated to higher powers, Yen Gang will send people to handle.
That is hard to say. Tay Bat frowned.
Then he shrugged, not his concern, better to interrogate the prisoner. Elsewhere, led by Tay Tu, So Fong arrived at the girl's door.
So Fong nodded, all right, you are tired, rest. Yes. Tay Tu smiled sweetly.
So Fong waved, pushed the door and entered. On the bed, the girl slept soundly, legs holding the quilt, face flushed, breathing calm. When he came out, the girl was awake, rubbing sleepy eyes.
You came already? So Fong asked softly. No, I just woke. Van Han blushed. Hungry? So Fong asked with a smile. I am fine. Van Han looked up. How was the surgery? Call it a success.
So Fong stroked her head, soft hair made him tremble.
What do? You mean call it success?
Van Han's words were cut off by his lips. Her eyes widened, lashes trembled, then she slowly closed them and responded.
So Fong's brows lifted, this time she was not shy. Chapter 1288, He Wants to Return. N.K.
Tay Bai
Books.
Din was in the backyard sipping coffee and reading, with Uncle Hui standing beside.
Ha.
Lu Waimong yawned as she came out. She only meant to nap but ended up sleeping until evening.
Tay Bai Din put down his book and asked, What do you want for dinner? Anything is fine, I am not picky. Lu Waimong answered with an innocent smile. All right, let Madame Truong arrange it. Tay Bai Din nodded. Where is my sister, has she not come back yet?
Lu Waimong sat beside him. In the morning Lu Wai Thursday went to the nursing home. Their mother was admitted and cared for by professionals, so the sisters did not need to watch all day.
Not yet.
Tay Bai Din replied softly. Lu Waimong worried, took her phone, I will call and ask.
Miss Thursday has returned.
Madame Truong's voice came from inside.
Where are Vi Din and the others? Lu Wai Thursday asked. Ah, what a coincidence.
Lu Waimong put away the phone and shouted, Sister, we are in the backyard.
Sister, why so late?
Lu Waimong looked her over, relieved to see no problem. On the way I was spotted by fans, so it took some time.
Lu Wai Thursday smiled bitterly.
She was now half a celebrity, without glasses, and had it was easy to be surrounded and stopped.
Like today, signing and taking pictures wasted much time.
So next time you must disguise properly.
Lu Waimong felt a headache. You could hire 2 bodyguards. Tay Bai Din suggested. That is not bad. Lu Waimong's eyes lit up. Lu Wai Thursday thought then nodded, considerable. I am here. No Tin Noyet's voice arrived before her. What are we eating tonight?
I prepared daily dishes. Madame Truong said with a smile.
Good, where are they?
Madame Truong gestured to the backyard, all there.
No Tin Noyet entered, saw 3 women sitting and teased, What are you doing here, feeding mosquitoes?
Lu Waimong swung her long legs, there are no mosquitoes here.
Where is Lam Lo?
Lu Wai Thursday asked softly.
She had something at home, so went back.
No Tin Noyet explained.
What is it, need help? Lu Waimong asked curiously. No Tin Noyet waved, just small, her mother's legs hurt, suddenly wanted to see her. Ah, fine.
Lu Waimong laughed awkwardly. You are the green grass of spring, the birds of autumn.
Me.
Tai Vaidin calmly picked up the phone, but seeing the caller froze.
Lu Waimong peeked. Why not answer? Hurry and answer. No Tin Noyet urged.
It is me, come to my house now, tonight eat with me.
So Fawn's laughing voice sounded. Okay. Tai Vaidin answered. Is Tin Noyet there? So Fong asked.
Tai Vaidin looked around and said, yes, Waimong and Y Thursday are here too.
Waimong and Y Thursday came to Kin Hai. So Fong's voice was full of joy.
Then let them come too, in about half an hour.
He said. Ah, Sister Mong too, wonderful. Van Han's voice rang. Van Han, did you miss me? Lu Waimong shouted. Sister Mong, of course, I missed you so much. Van Han replied. And me? Lu Y Thursday asked. Sister Thursday, I missed you too. Van Han said brightly. You left the island already? Tai Vaidin asked.
Van Han laughed. Yes, this morning, we slept on the medical boat and just disembarked, now in the car.
Tai Vaidin asked worried, on the medical boat, were you hurt?
No, we are well, just craving meat.
Van Han answered innocently. The women sighed in relief. No more talking, we will meet soon.
So Fong said softly.
All right. Tai Vaidin nodded, ending the call. Great, finally he is back.
No Tin Noyet calmed down.
Madame Truong, no need to cook dinner. Lu Waimong called. So Fong is back. She smiled.
Go, let us wait at his house. No Tin Noyet took her bag and sent him a message.
Do you have his keys? Lu Waimong asked.
No Tin Noyet laughed. No, but we know the code, face scan works.
Lu Waimong jumped up, then let us go.
Not here, he moved them to Dai Mong residence. No Tin Noyet explained.
Oh, I wanted to borrow. Lu Waimong pouted.
The four went out the back door, soon reached So Fong's villa, opened the yard gate and entered.
This is his house, not bad.
Lu Waimong looked around.
Click.
The door opened, lights came on.
The style is just like Vaidin's house. Lu Waimong commented, very much her taste. Strange, does he have cleaners every day? Lu Y Thursday touched the sofa, no dust at all.
In truth, the house was enchanted with dust prevention, keeping it spotless.
Maybe he asked cleaners before leaving.
No Tin Noyet said casually.
Possible. Chapter 1289, The Wish to be a Nanny. Mr. So, here we are.
The driver was Tai Chi, responsible for taking So Fong home. This task was originally Tai Tu's, but before she even got off the boat, she heard that old Master One was coming, and by the time the boat docked, she was gone. This made So Fong and Van Han very curious, just how powerful was the Tai family, that only hearing the name made others flee.
Thank you for your effort. So Fong and Van Han got out of the car, politely asking, would you like to come in for tea? So Fong, you are back.
Lu Waimong pushed open the villa gate and rushed out quickly.
We are back.
So Fong could not help but smile, seeing Lu Waimong was a joy. She had not changed much compared to before, only her hair had grown longer. Clearly she had not visited a salon these days.
Sister Mong, long time no see.
Van Han spread her arms and hugged her warmly.
I missed you all.
Lu Waimong rubbed her face against the girl's cheek, then looked at So Fong.
Van Han naively said, I missed you too. Come inside, don't stand on the street.
At the door, No Tin Noyet called out.
All right. Van Han waved as greeting.
Inside, Lu Y Thursday was cleaning fresh ingredients in the kitchen. The ingredients were abundant, with more than 10 types of meat and over 15 vegetables. Easy to guess tonight's dinner was hot pot.
Welcome back.
No Tin Noyet handed out slippers with care.
So this is your honor? She teased. Yes, my honor. So Fong nodded. Sister Thursday. Van Han, after changing shoes, spotted Lu Wai Thursday at the kitchen door. She quickly hugged her. Are you tired? Lu Wai Thursday asked with concern. It's fine, I rested on the car and boat. Van Han shook her head. Van Han then said seriously, I cannot sit idle, I will help you, you are the hosts. You only come to freeload. Lu Wai Mong peeked in. The three women in the kitchen laughed together. In the living room, So Fong sat on the sofa. No Tin Noyet brought him a drink. She looked carefully and said, You were gone for over half a month, yet you look the same. On the island there was no sun, how could I change? So Fong smiled. Still, some change. Tai Vai Din spoke. What change? They both turned to her. Your beard and hair are longer. Tai Vai Din said seriously. So Fong and No Tin Noyet exchanged glances and laughed. Tai Vai Din frowned, confused. Where is Xiao Xiao? So Fong asked casually. Half an hour later Xiao Xiao sent word, she had left her shop and was on the way, telling them to save her dinner. So Fong nodded and checked his phone. By the way, how are the sisters like New Knock now? He opened their friend circle, noticing no new updates. New Knock's surgery was very successful, now she is recovering, it will take long. No Tin Noyet said. I invited them to meet in Kin Hai City later, they agreed. Lu Wai Mong's voice came from the kitchen. No Tin Noyet smiled, once here, they should stay, they can study or work in Kin Hai City, with more opportunities. Dinner is ready, come to the dining room. Van Han's gentle voice called. Let's go. So Fong and the others entered the dining room. The large table was full of ingredients, with a big yuan yang pot, half spicy beef broth, half light broth. It's been long since I had hot pot. Lu Wai Mong rubbed her hands, urging, everyone sit, don't be shy. Lu Wai Thursday tapped her sister's head, scolding playfully, you are the guest. We are all family here. Lu Wai Mong pouted, picking beef into the spicy pot. Don't be shy, we are all hungry, let's eat. So Fong laughed, eating together was lively. Ah, that's right. Lu Wai Mong stuck out her tongue playfully. So Fong sat at the head, the girl beside him, both drank plum sauce before picking beef. So Fong, let me be a nanny in your house, I already said this. Lu Wai Mong half joked. Are you serious? So Fong gave a wry smile, knowing he could not let her be a nanny. Of course serious, I get a villa to live in, salary to earn, it's not a loss. Lu Wai Mong insisted. Don't mess around. Lu Wai Thursday sighed helplessly, her sister was still playful. Lu Wai Mong innocently said, I'm not messing, I'm just too lazy to find a job. Well, Lu Wai Mong rolled her eyes, unsure what to say. Stop joking, find a place in a few days. Lu Wai Thursday glared. Stay at my place, there's an empty room upstairs. Tai Vai Din suddenly said. Ah, that would be too much. Lu Wai Mong waved her hand. It's fine, no place better nearby, plus it's close to the sanatorium. Tai Vai Din rarely spoke so many words. Chapter 1290, Waiting to Meet. Lu Wai Thursday softly said, then let's pay the rent. No need. Tai Vai Din shook his head. I want to. Lu Wai Thursday insisted. She also understood that only this way could the other side feel at ease, because paying money and living for free were two different mindsets. Lu Wai Mong replied for her sister, alright, 2,000 yuan. No Tin Noyet immediately laughed, in Garden 7, 2,000 a month was indeed cheap. Then should I also rent a room? No Tin Noyet teased. No need. Tai Vai Din glanced at her. Haha, I am a free family member. No Tin Noyet winked at Lu Wai Mong, that is not good. Lu Wai Mong said innocently. Open the door quickly, I am here. It must be Sister Tiu Tiu, I will open it.
Van Han hurried up and ran to the main door. The door creaked open, Tay Tiu Tiu entered with fruit. So fragrant, you even started without me.
She pouted.
I brought fruit for you, but you have no loyalty.
Tay Tiu Tiu pretended to be angry. Sit down quickly.
So Fong laughed, handing her chopsticks. She took them but said sternly, I will supervise, you eat happily while I feel unfair.
You worked hard. So Fong smiled deeper. No other way to apologize? Tay Tiu Tiu raised her chin. Cough, free lecture 2 hours? So Fong raised his brow.
Her eyes lit, she held up 3 fingers, 3 hours.
Fine, 3 hours. So Fong nodded. Is this blood duck ready?
She focused on the hot pot, shouting, I am starving.
Yes, cook 4 or 5 minutes.
I want crispy
NK
bean sprouts.
Add some beef balls, I like them. Dinner lasted almost 2 hours, then they moved to mahjong.
The first round was Van Han, the Lu sisters, and No Tin Noyet, others watched.
So Fong, did you not say you would go to Daimong Trek, when? Lu Waimong asked. In a few days. So Fong said. I also want to go. She quickly said. And your mother? He raised his brow. There is a helper, and it will not be long. She played and replied. Short is 1 week, long maybe half a month. He thought. Still go, we are in the city, return is convenient.
She smiled, and my sister does not go.
I cannot go.
Lu Wai Thursday said softly.
All right, then bring you later. He nodded. Do not forget me.
No Tin Noyet raised her hand.
Lam Lo will not allow. He smiled. She agreed, I also have holiday, I should relax. No Tin Noyet said.
But Daimong Trek may be hard, like Huin Noyet Island.
He warned.
No matter, consider exercise. She smiled, besides, I want to livestream.
Livestream?
They were surprised. Yes, the studio saw wilderness survival was hot, they want me to open a channel. He thought then nodded, no problem. Great, I will share half with you.
She smiled. No need. He shook his head. He felt awkward, if Lam Lo heard, she would be angry. 310,000. Van Han played. Pong. Lu Waimong called. Wait for Nu Nok and the others. Tay Vai Din said. Fine, no rush. He agreed.
Long time not see Nu Nok and Ton Nok.
Van Han said. Make a video call. Tay Tiu Tiu suggested. Good idea, call now. Lu Waimong took phone, called Nen Ton Nok, beep beep beep. No answer. Ah, maybe busy? She muttered and called again. Maybe phone not near. Lu Wai Thursday guessed. Then later at night. Still no answer. Lu Waimong first one, then replaced by Tay Vai Din. Beep beep beep. Finally Nan Nu Nok answered, sorry Sister Waimong, I was bathing, did not hear. No matter, just long time not see, wanted to chat. Lu Waimong smiled.
On screen, half her face wrapped in bandages, making people pity.
Yes, long time not see, I miss you.
She put phone on table.
Ah, Sister Tin Noyet also there. She exclaimed. Nu Nok, long time not see. Van Han waved. Chapter 1291, Too Careless. How is your wound recovering?
Much better, but it will still take a long time to fully heal.
Nan Nu Nok gently replied.
Take it slow, as long as you are getting better, there is no need to rush.
No Tin Noyet said. Yes, I am not impatient. Nan Nu Nok softly answered. Where is your sister? Lu Wai Thursday asked.
She went out to buy dinner, she should be back soon. Nan Nu Nok tilted her head to look at the door. The sound of a key turning echoed, the door opened, and Anton Nok entered carrying 2 boxes of food.
Ah, we just mentioned you and you returned. Nan Nu Nok cheerfully said. How is everything?
Nanton Nok dressed casually, wearing shorts and slippers, like the girl next door. We were just on video with Waimong's sister, she asked why you were not there. Nan Nu Nok said gently.
She entered everyone's sight. Hello, long time no see.
Lu Waimong waved in greeting.
Long time no see. Nanton Nok smiled. When will you come to Kin Hai City? So Fong asked with a smile.
Nanton Nok softly said, It will take a few more days, I will go to the hospital to change the medicine.
All right, when you arrive we will gather. So Fong nodded. Everyone is there, I really want to see you soon. Nan Nu Nok whispered. We will meet.
No Tin Noyet smiled.
The doctor said there might be some scars, it cannot be completely flawless. Nan Nu Nok said sadly.
So Fong said warmly, I will prepare a scar removal medicine for you, and Vidin also needs it.
Ah, really? Nan Nu Nok's beautiful eyes lit up.
She had no doubt about So Fong's skill. Ever since the Shin Noyet Island days, everyone here had benefited from it. Of course, I improved the formula, it should completely remove scars. So Fong said softly.
That is wonderful, thank you. Nan Nu Nok said excitedly. You are welcome. So Fong smiled.
If it works, you could open a company, selling scar removal medicine, and earn a lot of money. Tay Tu Tu's eyes sparkled, she saw another way to make money. We will think about it later, let us see the result first.
So Fong said.
Yes, we can record a video of Nu Nok using the medicine, then use it for promotion.
I can record. Nan Nu Nok quickly said. Good.
The sisters replied together.
They chatted for half an hour, then reluctantly ended the call.
By 9 at night, after several rounds of mahjong, the excitement faded.
Shall we continue? No Tin Noyet pushed the tiles away.
No, I want a shower, I sweated a lot today. Tay Tu Tu waved, sniffing her sleeve, even though there was no smell, she felt uncomfortable.
All right, then we stop here.
Lu Waimong stood up, stretching her body.
She laughed, So Fong, you just returned, rest well tonight, tomorrow we will bother you again. Go. So Fong laughed. We will come tomorrow morning for breakfast.
Lu Waimong waved and pulled her sister to the door.
See you tomorrow. Van Han happily said.
Tired, go take a shower.
So Fong gently said. All right.
Van Han stood up, walked upstairs, then paused, biting her lip, turning back with a red face.
What is it? So Fong asked. Van Han opened her mouth, then blushed and whispered, Shall we shower together? So Fong froze.
Forget it, I did not say anything, you heard nothing. Van Han's face turned crimson, she quickly ran upstairs.
No way, my hearing is sharp.
So Fong grinned, running upstairs like a hungry wolf chasing a soft lamb.
Ah!
Van Han screamed lightly, blushing as she hid in the bathroom.
Open the door.
So Fong coughed twice, then knocked softly.
Wait a moment.
Van Han leaned against the door, breathing fast, her heart racing. After a while, she cracked the door open, then hid behind the curtain.
So Fong coughed, feeling awkward.
He pushed the door open, warm steam rushed at him, the girl had not turned on the fan.
He touched his nose, suddenly hesitating. Come here. The next morning, sunlight streamed into the room.
So Fong's brows moved, he opened his eyes, the haze cleared, and his gaze sharpened. He raised his head, glanced at the girl beside him, lips curling into a satisfied smile. He lay quietly for more than 10 minutes, then checked his phone, it was 8 o'clock.
I will cook breakfast. So Fong whispered, gently placing the girl properly, then got up to dress.
Seeing him turn back, she quickly closed her eyes to pretend sleep. So Fong smiled, brushing her cheek with the back of his hand, and gently said, "Sleep more, I will call you when it is ready."
Her face flushed pink, she stayed silent.
So Fong shook his head with a smile, and went downstairs. After he left, she opened her eyes, staring blankly at the ceiling, her gaze turning from dazed to clear, then dreamy.
The moment of becoming a woman was unforgettable. Ah, I was too nervous.
Van Han buried her face in the pillow.
Truly, too careless. He said he will marry me. Chapter 1292, A Bowl Worth 5,000. The doorbell rang.
He set down the spoon and left the kitchen. The fridge screen showed who was at the door. The smart doorbell linked wirelessly with the intelligent fridge, part of the home system.
Open the door. So Fong opened the gate remotely. So Fong, good morning.
Louis Meng stepped in quickly, her eyes swept the room, meeting his gaze for the first time.
Good morning everyone, sit down, breakfast will be ready soon. So Fong signaled them to sit. Do you need my help? Louis Thursday asked gently. Where is little Han Han, has she not woken up yet? Louis Meng asked in surprise. So Fong answered. That is strange, little Han Han never sleeps late. Louis Meng murmured.
So Fong's gaze flickered, he forced a smile, maybe she is too tired.
Sit, I will check the porridge. He excused himself back to the kitchen.
After a while, the girl appeared on the stairs, walking down step by step.
Ah, what happened to Van Han? Louis Meng asked suspiciously. Nothing at all.
Van Han smiled, trying to look natural.
Really nothing? Did your aunt come? Louis Thursday asked worriedly. Probably. Van Han blushed and nodded. Probably? You do not even know if your aunt came?
Wu Qingyu narrowed her eyes doubtfully.
Come sit, even if the aunt came, do not move, I will massage you. Louis Meng said innocently. It does not hurt that much. Van Han said shyly.
Wu Qingyu stared, suddenly sensing something different about her, though she could not say what, the feeling was strange. Tai Xiaoxiao looked odd, whispering, interesting, so Fong is a beast.
What did you say? Tai Wei Ting turned her head. Nothing. Tai Xiaoxiao laughed lively. The girl blushed shyly, enjoying their care. Van Han's aunt time seems off.
Tai Wei Ting frowned, murmuring.
Breakfast is ready. So Fong called. Coming. Louis Meng responded quickly, supporting the girl toward the kitchen. What is this? So Fong asked. Really, you did not even know Van Han's aunt time? You are together every day. Louis Meng glared and scolded. Ah, just a few more. So Fong stopped mid-sentence, seeing the girl's blush he understood.
He could only smile wryly, apologizing, I overlooked it, eat first, later I will cook some brown sugar water. Of course you need it, drinking helps.
Louis Meng said sternly. What kind of porridge is this?
Tai Wei Ting asked, worried by the brownish pot. Herbal porridge, good for health, eat more. So Fong said gently.
Herbal porridge? They looked strange, first time hearing someone cook porridge with herbs. What effects? Louis Thursday asked softly. Tonify blood, lighten wrinkles, reduce dark circles.
So Fong said firmly.
All right, I will risk it. Louis Meng said through clenched teeth.
This is not poison. So Fong said helplessly. In truth, this porridge helped girls most. After intimacy, drinking one bowl could restore their body. He served another bowl for the girl. Van Han looked at the brown porridge, with herbs inside, ugly like dark sludge. She tasted a spoonful, warmth spread, flavor was good. Ah, tasty, not heavy with medicine.
Van Han said in surprise.
I added sweet potato and shiitake mushrooms to balance flavor.
So Fong explained. Ugly look but fine taste.
Tai Xiao raised her thumb,
books.
thinking of adding it to the menu.
Not bad, I want another bowl.
Louis Meng helped herself, praising, actually the more you eat the better.
Indeed, a sweet aftertaste, how did you do it?
Tai Xiao exclaimed.
Secret.
So Fong smiled mysteriously. Stingy, I just think for our dining hall, if added, business would rise.
Tai Xiao huffed. This pot costs about 5,000 yuan, how much will you sell? So Fong asked.
What,
5,000 yuan cost for porridge? Tai Xiao shouted. Of course, there is ginseng, Ganoderma.
So Fong listed 7 or 8 herbs, all expensive.
TSS.
They all inhaled sharply, one bowl filled with costly herbs.
Too extravagant. Louis Meng swallowed, feeling like holding golden soup. So, do you think it suits the menu? So Fong asked.
Why not? One pot costs 5,000, I can sell one bowl 2,000, limited supply. Tai Xiao lifted her chin, confident, as long as effects show, demand will exceed supply.
2,000 yuan for a bowl.
So Fong twitched, staring like she was a profiteer.
2,000 a bowl, would fools buy? Van Han muttered. Fine, try later. So Fong thought, maybe people would buy.
Leave it to me, I guarantee sales. Tai Xiao patted her chest confidently.
Chapter 1293, Danger Approaches. Let's go out to the amusement park, how about it?
No Tin Noyet suggested.
If you go there, you will cause trouble. Tai Tiu teased.
No, if fully armed, no one will notice. No Tin Noyet said confidently.
No need to attend schedules today? Tai Vai Din asked softly.
No Tin Noyet explained, no, Lam Lo refused for me, she is busy too.
Van Han is not fit to go to the amusement park.
Lu Wai Thursday glanced at the girl, her face much rosier, glowing red like an apple.
I can, the pain is gone. Van Han said innocently, eyes shining with hope. Ah, really no pain? Lu Wai Mong was surprised.
When riding the cable car, do not spill blood everywhere.
What nonsense, that will not happen. Van Han's face reddened more. Shut up.
Lu Wai Thursday twitched her lips, tapping her sister's head.
I was only joking.
Lu Wai Mong said aggrievely.
Van Han, you are truly fine?
No Tin Noyet worried.
Yes, I can walk for you to see.
Van Han stood, circled around, steps light.
Amazing, that porridge is so magical? Tai Tiu exclaimed. That price can still be raised. Tai Tiu's eyes gleamed with calculation.
Everyone was speechless, she was truly a profiteer.
Then let's go to the amusement park.
So Fong patted the girl's head, clearly she wanted to go, she had never been to one since childhood.
Run slower. So Fong gently reminded. Got it. Van Han replied without looking back. Vai Din, you must go? Tai Tiu whispered. Any problem? Tai Vai Din tilted her head.
She looked at So Fong, stayed silent, then said, with So Fong here, everywhere is safe.
Hopeless. Tai Tiu sighed, shaking her head. Tai Vai Din's lips twitched. Then I must bring more weapons. Tai Tiu muttered, heading to the basement armory. Amusement parks have security checks. Tai Vai Din reminded. We go to Tai Thien Amusement Park, no checks there. Tai Tiu waved.
It belonged to the Tai family, no checks existed.
So Fong, the girl, and Lu's sisters took one car, while Tai Tiu, no Tin Noyet, and Tai Vai Din took another driven by Uncle Hui. So Fong, can you drive? Lu Wai Thursday asked. Of course, I am a driving god. So Fong raised an okay gesture. Be humble.
Lu Wai Mong laughed, not worried, he would not risk the girl. So Fong smiled without explaining.
Ahead, turn left, enter the round. Navigation voice echoed. Behind, Uncle Hui's SUV followed. I also want to sit in So Fong's car.
No Tin Noyet muttered.
Tay Vi Din glanced, so you are wrong now? Hee, just kidding.
No Tin Noyet laughed lively.
Everyone wants to be near So Fong. Tay Tiu remarked. Not for now. Tay Tiu smirked. Meaning maybe later? No Tin Noyet teased.
Perhaps.
Tay Tiu shrugged. At the front, So Fong drove onto the highway. The park was an hour away. Sleep for a while, I will wake you.
So Fong said softly.
No, I am not sleepy.
Lu Waimong shook her head, leaning against the window, eyes fixed on the rearview mirror, seeing half his face.
Why daydreaming? Lu Wai Thursday waved her hand before her sister. Not daydreaming. Lu Waimong pouted. Fasten your seatbelt. So Fong suddenly reminded. It is tight. Lu Wai Thursday pulled the belt, sighed, sometimes big chest was trouble. For safety, endure it. So Fong said warmly. Yes. Lu Wai Thursday answered softly. We should not be unlucky enough to meet danger, right? Lu Waimong muttered. So Fong pressed his lips, it was uncertain. He recalled the last ambush, heart uneasy. He glanced at the mirror, saw No Tin Noyet's SUV following.
On the highway few cars, spaced 100 meters.
Thinking, he called Tay Vi Din. After 2 rings she picked up. Hello? Her voice puzzled. NK Book. Stay safe, keep distance. So Fong reminded. Understood.
She got his meaning, heart softened.
Keep. Contact. He placed phone on the dashboard. Okay.
She turned on speaker, kept it close.
So Fong, is there danger? Van Han asked softly. Not yet, but better to prevent. He said gently.
In special situations, caution is best.
Okay. She gripped seatbelt tightly, nervous. 2 SUVs ran steadily, sometimes cars overtook. AA. Lu Waimong yawned, muttered, still not there? Not yet, half an hour more. So Fong checked the mirror, eyes suddenly froze. Chapter 1294, Deadly Highway.
He suddenly felt a fierce warning rising at the back of his head.
Damn it. So Fong cursed inwardly. Then he quickly reminded, Vi Din, step hard on the gas, stay close to me. What? Tay Vi Din was startled. Watch the 3 cars behind. So Fong explained. Uncle Hui frowned and checked the mirror, indeed spotting 3 black cars racing up. Miss, fasten your seatbelt. Uncle Hui said gravely. All right. Tay Vi Din frowned. Ah, no way we are this unlucky.
No Tin Noyet panicked and checked her seatbelt.
Damn, how did they know we left? Tay Tiu said coldly. Tay Vi Din kept a stern face, So Fong, take Van Han and the others ahead. Shut up.
So Fong's calm voice came from the phone.
Tay Vi Din froze, someone dared tell her to shut up? So Fong stayed composed and instructed, Van Han, Waimong, Wai Thursday, do not panic later. At the back seat, Lu Wai Thursday's pale face turned, glancing back repeatedly. Uncle Hui, let me go ahead. So Fong calmly ordered, steering into another lane. Yes. Uncle Hui pressed the gas, overtaking him. So Fong steered back, following. The 3 black cars drew closer, their speed still rising. Uncle Hui, faster. So Fong commanded again. Understood. Uncle Hui replied. Tay Vi Din gripped her phone, shouting, So Fong, do not mess around. Relax, I value my life.
So Fong smirked, drew his gun, opened the safety, kept it ready.
You may fire. Tai Vai Din said steadily. Then I am at ease. So Fong breathed out.
Damn it, the tigress must roar, do not think I am a weak cat. Tai Tiu Tiu gnashed her teeth. She pulled out a machine gun, stunning No Tin Noyet.
You even brought a machine gun?
No Tin Noyet shrieked.
Just in case.
Tai Tiu Tiu said coolly, loading bullets. Switch to the front seat, leave the back to me.
She unbuckled No Tin Noyet's belt, signaling her to move. Relax, this car has bulletproof glass, it is safe.
Tai Tiu Tiu reassured. Really? No Tin Noyet tapped the window doubtfully.
The car sped up, stretching the gap. So Fong, they are not slowing down. Lu Wai Thursday said tensely.
Trust me, do not panic.
So Fong calmed.
The danger at his back grew sharper.
Brake! The car shook violently, a black car rammed the SUV's rear.
So Fong's face darkened, this was his first car. For men, cars are treasures.
You made me angry.
He slammed the pedal, speed surged, distance grew. Van Han and the sisters trembled, hearts pounding.
Heavens, I do not want to die. Lu Wai Mon's voice shook. Quiet, do not distract So Fong. Lu Wai Thursday scolded.
Lu Wai Mong bit her lip, glancing back.
Duck down. So Fong barked. The three immediately lowered themselves. Bang! Crack!
Gunfire and shattering glass rang out, the rear window exploded.
Ah, was this not bulletproof glass?
Lu Wai Mong screamed.
Do not worry, I am fine. Van Han's heart thumped, lucky to sit by the driver's seat. Are you all right? Tai Vai Din and Tai Tiu Tiu's worried voices came. We are fine, I will hold them, you circle down the highway.
So Fong said firmly. Too risky, I have weapons, let me handle them.
Tai Tiu Tiu snapped.
No, it is dangerous on the highway.
So Fong refused. Go ahead.
He turned sharply, drifting the car.
Ah!
Van Han and the others screamed, feeling it nearly overturn.
Heavens, what are you doing? Lu Wai Thursday's voice shook. Head-on fight.
So Fong said calmly. He saw Uncle Hui's SUV disappear at the road's end. But the three black cars closed in.
Van Han, all of you lie down. So Fong raised his gun, shot 3 rounds.
The first hit the front wheel of the lead car.
The next 2 struck the driver and co-driver. Both fell dead. Boom! The car lost control, spun, crashed into the barrier, exploding only 10 meters away. Lu Wai Mong peeked and cried out, heavens, too thrilling. 1 car down.
So Fong restarted his car, accelerating. So Fong, be careful, protect yourself.
Van Han trembled. I will. So Fong answered gently. Chapter 1295, Burn It Up.
In an instant he slammed the brakes and turned the wheel, the SUV changed direction smoothly like flowing water. So Fong pressed the accelerator again, this time flooring it, the speed climbed fast.
30, 40, 60, 120, 160.
The 3 girls
NK
trembled,
books.
their bodies pressed against the seats by inertia.
Got it.
Lu Wai Thursday slowly sat upright.
There are 2 more. Lu Wai Mong looked back, indeed 2 black cars were tailing them. So Fong, what was that explosion just now? Tiu Tiu asked in a worried voice. I dealt with one of them. So Fong answered casually. Impressive, are you all okay? Tiu Tiu pressed. We are fine, only the front bumper might need replacing. So Fong gave a wry smile. When you return I will give you an upgraded car. Vai Din said over the phone. A pause, then, so please, make sure you return safely. Of course. So Fong smiled softly. Yes, everyone must return safe. I have not given my gift yet. No Tin Noyet said tensely. She had bought a sports car but had not taken the license yet, so she could not pick it up. All right. So Fong suppressed a laugh, eyes tracking the black cars, and asked, Are you all safe? We are near the roundabout, hope there is no ambush. Tiu Tiu replied. Then take the next roundabout and go down. So Fong paused, then said, After the roundabout go straight about 500 meters, turn right into a narrow lane, at the end turn left and you can change course toward the town. How do you know that? Tiu Tiu exclaimed, checking the map and finding the path despite it not being marked. It is on the paper map. So Fong explained, he had memorized such back roads. Uncle Hui, can you find it? If the young master remembers correctly, I can. Uncle Hui answered. Good, everyone be careful. Suddenly a sense of danger rose behind him, he swerved into the right lane. Brake! A rocket struck, gouging a crater in the road. My God, they even have rockets! Lu Waimong cried. We only decided to go to the park, how did they prepare so much? Tiu Tiu said. They may have prepared in advance, we just happened to meet them today. So Fong replied. If so, that is terrifying. Uncle Hui muttered. We will discuss this later, first get away, forget the park for today, wait until we catch them. So Fong said firmly. Silence fell. He swerved to avoid another shell. Ah, the girl screamed, each time thinking the car would explode, each time narrowly escaping. He slowed, braked hard, then eased the accelerator. The SUV slowed, the window dropped, so Fong kept the wheel with one hand and poked a pistol through the window with the other. Bang bang bang. 3 shots rang out. All 3 hit, the driver and front passenger died on the spot, the third pierced the fuel tank and the car exploded. Flames swallowed the black car, the person in the back was caught in fire. The car rolled several times, leaving scorch marks on the road. The other car did not pursue. Lu Waimong looked back. The burning wreck blocked sight, the other had not appeared. Not chasing? So Fong frowned and eased off the gas. If they do not chase, all the better, let us go quickly. Van Han urged. No. So Fong turned the wheel, the SUV reversed course against traffic. What are you doing? Vai Din asked from inside. Make them pay, I am not one to be toyed with. So Fong's voice was cold. Ahead, the black car burned more than half, leather seats and flammable items nearly consumed. Do not be rash. Tiu Tiu and Vai Din spoke at once. Yes, stay calm. No Tin Noyet's voice trembled. I am calm. So Fong smiled, stopped the SUV and opened the door. So Fong. Van Han looked at him helplessly. Relax, I will teach them a lesson for you. So Fong smiled reassuringly. Do not. Van Han cried out. To scare you, they must pay. His tone carried killing intent. Silence descended, no one spoke. So Fong closed the door and warned, Do not get out. Understood, they replied. He walked past the burning car, eyes alert. Behind the burning car no third vehicle remained, they had fled, leaving only 2 parallel skid marks. Good, they ran fast. So Fong spat. He walked on guard then returned, the 3 girls exhaled. So, where is the black car? Van Han asked anxiously. They fled. So Fong sneered. Phew. The girls exchanged looks and sighed together through their phones. Chapter 1296, the second round of pursuit. Head toward the city, you all should return quickly. Tai Xiao Xiao spoke gently. Go. So Fong replied casually. Hoo. The sisters of the Lu family and the young girl exhaled, then noticed the car interior covered in shards of glass. Ah, sister, your hand was cut by the crystal.
Lu Wai Meng cried out. It is just a small wound, nothing serious. Lu Wai Thursday's face turned pale, pressing the shallow cut, only about 1 centimeter, with little blood.
Here is the medicine box.
Van Han opened a small first aid kit with disinfectant, swabs, and gauze.
Let me do it.
Lu Wai Meng took it, skillfully disinfected and bandaged the wound. She whispered, endure a little.
Ah. The pain passed quickly, becoming numb.
She carefully applied medicine and fixed it with a bandage.
Done, now do not move. She put away the kit. Sit tight. So Fong warned. What is wrong? Van Han and the sisters asked together.
The pursuers have arrived. He saw 6 black cars closing in. Lu Wai Meng gasped, 6 cars, they value us too much.
Why not give up? Van Han was nervous.
Sit down, keep your head down, do not let a bullet smash it.
So Fong pressed the pedal fully. The SUV sped up rapidly. Ah!
Lu Wai Meng screamed, frightened by the speed.
So Fong, steady. Van Han's voice trembled. Still being chased?
Tai Vai Din's cold voice came through the phone.
Yes, do not worry, we will soon shake them off.
So Fong spoke with confidence.
Not planning to deal with them? Tai Xiao asked. Better not, or the highway will be paralyzed. So Fong answered calmly. Unexpected, you are kind.
Tai Xiao said with surprise.
Wasn't the worry whether he could escape? No Tin Noyet asked anxiously. Cough, yes.
Tai Xiao coughed twice.
I will send people to support you. Tai Vai Din said.
So Fong nodded, fine, though they may not help much, better to capture the pursuers to know who is behind them.
Of course, if not for the consequences, I could blow them up in minutes.
So Fong smirked with confidence.
Do not be reckless, safety first. Tai Vai Din glared at Tai Xiao, silencing her. Yes, safety first. Tai Xiao forced a smile.
Strange that this highway has no other cars.
Van Han asked.
They set fire to tankers behind, blocking traffic.
Tai Xiao explained.
Burning tankers, too cruel.
Van Han said angrily, recalling news of explosions killing many and injuring hundreds. Lu Wai Thursday looked at her sister. Yes, I admire your words, well put. She commented. Ah. Lu Wai Meng muttered, I also studied at university.
But your literature never passed.
Lu Wai Thursday glared. Ah. Those things do not matter. She grumbled. Seems you are safe enough to chat.
No Tin Noyet's voice came through.
Ah, right, they are still chasing. Lu Wai Meng grew tense. Down. So Fong warned. Okay. The 3 girls instinctively bent down. Bang bang bang. Machine guns shattered the glass. Do they think bullets are free?
Lu Wai Meng ducked low, fearing pain. The SUV ran steadily, so Fong firm at the wheel. The gunfire ceased, the SUV battered but tires and fuel tank safe.
Humph, treat me as soft fruit? So Fong cursed inwardly, signaling the girls to stay low, secretly taking out mines. Can we strike back? Lu Wai Meng asked. Yes. He locked the door.
They sighed in relief, raised their heads.
Then an explosion roared behind, a black car blew up. She exclaimed, Ah, why did 2 cars blow up?
Perhaps the brakes failed.
So Fong lied. Sit tight, next we shake them off. He reminded. Okay.
The 3 replied nervously.
So Fong, steady. No Tin Noyet said. Relax, I am a god driver.
He boasted shamelessly.
Are you safe? He asked calmly. Chapter 1297, is Tay Dai a foreigner? That is good.
So Fong glanced at the rearview mirror, for black cars still chased relentlessly. The speed had reached 180, a slip could cause a dangerous rollover. He felt the steering wheel trembling, he sighed, seems we must switch to a customized car.
Leave it to me. Tay Vai Din spoke. You even know how to improve cars?
Tay Xiao Xiao asked in surprise. A friend of mine understands.
So Fong pulled out an imaginary friend as cover. Impressive.
So Fong curved his lips, 7 or 8 parts a smile. Was that bragging? Introduce that friend someday. I also want to improve cars.
Tay Xiao Xiao reminded. All right.
So Fong reluctantly replied, perhaps he would disguise himself to meet her.
Cough, there are still pursuers behind. Lu Waimong reminded. I know. So Fong focused, stopped chatting.
Take the outer ring, many cars there, easy to lose them. So Fong said casually.
Oh my god.
Lu Waimong felt her heart jump to her throat.
Sit tight. So Fong was excited, ready to show his speed. The SUV swerved into another lane, vehicles crowded, rose even with trucks. So Fong, they are still following.
Lu Waimong said nervously. Do not worry, soon we will throw them off.
So Fong was confident.
The SUV sped swiftly, weaving through cars like a lightning snake.
Be careful not to hit others. Van Han warned.
So thrilling.
Lu Waimong opened her mouth wide, as if on a cable car. Lu Wai Thursday kept silent, doubting her sister's mind.
So Fong's driving skills were superb, ordinary cars around were forced, almost rear-ending.
Sorry.
His voice echoed on the highway, but the SUV vanished, blocked by other cars. The 4 black cars chased in vain, nearly losing track many times.
Damn, was he born a loach?
This skill is unmatched, I submit. How can you praise him? If we lose him we are dead.
We cannot catch up, too many cars, we may crash here.
Stop the nonsense, keep chasing, no matter what we cannot let them escape.
On the SUV, Lu Waimong kept watching behind. So Fong, the black cars are gone. She exclaimed. Shaken off? Van Han checked the rearview mirror, also saw no 4 cars. Most likely yes. So Fong replied calmly. Great.
The 3 girls looked at each other, breathed in relief.
For safety, we take a detour. So Fong turned the wheel, making the SUV like a sports car, roaring on the highway.
The girl's
NK
palms
books.
sweated, her eyes fixed forward, her heart pounding.
Go.
So Fong answered, the map of Kin Hai appeared in his mind, quickly finding the route Tay Vai Din mentioned.
Finally free. Van Han calmed. Lu Wai Thursday sighed, this car is basically wrecked. Yes, only bought over a month, hardly used. Van Han lamented. So life in Kin Hai is this thrilling? Lu Waimong sighed. Cough, not every day, only sometimes. So Fong coughed. Lu Wai Thursday's face darkened, why regret?
Once the tension eased, the 3 felt dizzy like riding roller coasters.
You should sleep, it is half an hour more. So Fong glanced, the girl's face looked unwell. I must sleep, or I will vomit.
Van Han said weakly, leaning on the seat.
I will sleep too, wake me later.
Lu Waimong curved her lips, forced herself to rest.
Sleep. So Fong slowed down. The red SUV was ragged, but still stable, no sign of breaking apart.
Time passed, the car quieted, only wind blowing.
After half an hour, the SUV turned, heading toward the 5th Ring Road.
After 10 minutes, a temporary checkpoint appeared, he spotted a familiar figure.
Tay Tuesday. So Fong slowed, stopped at the guard post. Mr. So, are you all right? Tay Tu rushed anxiously. I am fine. So Fong smiled. Ah, we arrived?
The girls woke, their faces improved.
Where is this?
Van Han was still dazed. A safe place. So Fong patted the girl's head, her silly look evoked affection.
Mr. So, are you injured?
Tae-tu restrained his smile, for behind him stood someone else.
All of you, you are safe now.
That person spoke, but the voice and figure did not match.
Chapter 1298, The tougher the orange peel, the sharper the nail.
So Fong widened his eyes, spotting a figure all in black, not only the clothes but also the skin and makeup.
A foreigner? Van Han asked in confusion.
Tae-dai, 25 years old, stood 1.77 meters tall, towering over most women and even taller than many men.
With high heels, she was straight and exceeded 1.80 meters.
She had dark skin, an oval face, blue pupils, and lips that were pink like people of Hua rather than dark. Besides her striking height, her hairstyle drew attention.
Her black hair was braided, reaching her hips, with strands dyed pink, purple, blue, and green. Her figure was alluring, tightly wrapped in a black outfit that revealed every curve. Scared senseless?
Tae-dai fluttered long lashes, her voice sounding foreign, words unclear like someone just learning Hua.
Me?
She pointed at herself, then quickly shook her head.
Of course not, I have Hua nationality. I was born in Hua, but I do not know my parents.
She explained casually. Big sister is of 3 nations mixed blood, like us, an orphan raised by the Tae family.
Tae-tu added softly. Sorry, we should not have asked.
Lu Wai Thursday apologized.
Truly sorry. Lu Wai Mong echoed.
She looked at So Fong, smiled and extended her hand. Mr. So, long admired your name.
Tae-dai nodded.
Yes, third master often mentioned you, and little four as well. Yesterday and today many people spoke of you.
I see.
So Fong smiled politely, glancing at Tae Tuesday standing beside Tae-dai. The contrast was stark, not just in skin and height, but in aura. Tae-dai was like a seasoned black panther, chilling, while Tae-tu was like a white furred lynx.
No more words, get in the car, I will take you back.
Tae-dai swung her braids and slipped into the driver's seat.
It was a black armored car, with 2-centimeter bulletproof glass, resembling a cash transport.
There were 8 passenger seats, with room to spare.
Big sister, should I drive? Tae-tu eyed the high heels. No need. Tae-dai replied calmly.
Perhaps let So Fong drive, he is a god of cars. Van Han suggested, worried but prioritizing safety.
Can I? So Fong smiled, though uneasy about the 7-centimeter heels.
You are a guest of the third master,
we cannot let you drive. Tae-dai insisted.
Cough, big sister, So Fong is my friend, it is fine. Tae-tu spoke up, excited at the thought.
Let me drive.
So Fong said confidently. Not that I refuse, but this car is special, without training it cannot be handled.
Tae-dai reasoned. I can do it, one look is enough. He affirmed.
Tae-dai's blue eyes widened, thinking he must be dazed from pursuit.
Fine, just do not tell the third master. She glared at Tae-tu, then moved to the back.
Tae-tu sighed in relief, sat behind, leaving the front passenger seat for Van Han.
So spacious.
The Lu sisters buckled up at once.
So Fong sat in the driver's seat, buckled up, and studied the dashboard.
The wheel wrapped in leather, the brake heavy, that was his first impression.
Withdraw, resume passage. Tae-dai ordered outside. Yes, big sister, safe journey. The men replied.
So Fong and the rest twitched at the unlucky words, but Tae-dai was pleased and gave a thumbs up.
So Fong, I have a bad feeling. Van Han whispered. Same here.
He smiled bitterly.
Lucky halo, more power. Or I will strip you off. He muttered inside.
He started the armored car, pressed the gas, the car shook then drove straight.
Not bad. Tae-dai praised. Indeed. Tae-tu laughed. But not your doing. Tae-dai's glance made him shrink like a quail. Call Vi-din, ask the situation.
So Fong said while driving.
Alright,
NK
I will.
Books.
Van Han dialed. After 2 rings, the call was answered. Sister Vi-din, are you all safe? She asked. We are safe, how about you?
It was Tae Xiaoxiao's voice, followed by Vi-din's sigh.
Is Tae-dai there? Vi-din asked. Yes, do you want to talk to her?
Van Han turned, but she quickly waved her hand to refuse.
Chapter 1299, finally clear. Big sister, Vi-din is calling you. Van Han quickly handed the phone to Tae-dai.
She looked reluctant, forced a smile, and took the phone.
Alright, I understand, alright. Tae-dai listened while nodding repeatedly. Is she that afraid of Vi-din? Van Han asked softly. Tae-tu muttered, who is not afraid of Miss Tae? Ah, Vi-din's sister is very kind. Van Han pouted innocently.
Tae-tu glanced at Tae-dai still on the call, then whispered, Miss Van Han, you have never seen Miss Tae angry. When that happens she is like a demon.
So scary?
Van Han was puzzled, indeed she had never seen Vi-din angry. Her heart was curious yet confused. Only the eldest sister can defeat Miss Tae, but only with weapons. Tae-tu whispered, with bare hands they are equal, 50-50 chance. Tae-tu recalled, their last fight was half a year ago, when you were still on the wilderness survival 365 days. So now the one most likely to win must be Vi-din. So Fong said confidently.
Tae-tu nodded in agreement, I think so too, after all she has learned martial arts from you for so long, it is impossible not to improve. Hoo-hoo. Tae-dai exhaled and returned the phone to the girl. Hey. Van Han continued the call with Vi-din. Big sister, what did Miss Vi-din say to you? Tae-tu leaned in curiously.
Tae-dai shrugged, leaned back, and sighed, she told us to protect Mr. So and the others, their safety must be guaranteed.
Just that? Tae-tu frowned, how could she talk so long just for that? When did Miss Vi-din become so talkative? Tae-tu was surprised. I was puzzled too, but seeing So Fong explains everything. Tae-dai teased with a smile. Tae-tu opened his mouth wide, the rivalry was intense. Click. The girl ended the call and put the phone away. What did she say? So Fong asked while looking ahead. Alright, let us go back now.
So Fong stepped on the accelerator, the car sped up.
Tae-dai's eyelids trembled, So Fong drove so fiercely.
The armored car accelerated quickly, the turn signals flashed every few seconds, showing constant lane changes. If the police were here, the fines would cover the car. Even if So Fong did not break the law, his reckless driving would surely draw attention. So Fong, slow down, safety is most important. Van Han gripped the seatbelt tightly, afraid of being thrown out.
Do not worry, my driving is excellent.
So Fong said with confidence. His skill was great, but he could not avoid malicious people.
What is ahead? Van Han asked, frowning. Probably a traffic accident. Lu Wai Thursday guessed. Lu Wai Mong sighed, then what now?
We can only wait, unless this car can fly over.
So Fong rested his arms on the steering wheel, the traffic ahead did not move. Maybe consider adding flying ability. Tae-dai teased. Good idea, worth trying. So Fong laughed, chatting idly. Time passed slowly, the armored car stuck between endless vehicles. It is almost 1 hour, why is it still blocked? Tae-tu frowned, feeling something was wrong. Police usually worked quickly, why so slow today? I will call and ask. Tae-tu grew impatient, dialed Tam Jia. The call connected fast, Tae-chan-nin's voice sounded, what is it? Tam Jia, why is the ring road blocked so long? Tae-tu asked directly. Tae-dai glared, poking Tae-tu's forehead. Tae-tu straightened up and gestured okay to show he understood. I will ask, Wait a few minutes. Tae-chan-nin said gently. All right. Tae-tu stuck out his tongue playfully.
When we return, body training, expression control, and emotion training will all be doubled.
Tae-dai said seriously. So miserable.
Lu Waimong covered her mouth, eyes curious about Tae-tu. It was their first meeting. Pile-up accident, 20 cars collided, handling is complicated, maybe another hour.
Tae-chan-nin's voice came again. 20 car pile up. Tae-tu's mouth dropped, finally understanding why it took so long. So unlucky.
Lu Waimong lowered her head.
We can only wait.
Tae-dai lowered the window 5 centimeters, letting fresh air
in. Be careful. Tae-chan-nin reminded. Yes, we will.
Tae-tu replied respectfully. Before hanging up, Tae-chan-nin emphasized, call me immediately if something happens.
Yes. Tae-tu answered firmly. Clack.
The call ended, the car became quiet.
I feel something is strange. Tae-dai suddenly said. Me too, though I cannot say why, this odd feeling remains. Chapter 1300, no progress at all? I also hope so.
Tae-tu put away the phone, reached out to unfasten the seatbelt. She wanted to get out of the car to take a look.
Don't move, stay in the car.
So Fong stopped her action. Although the danger had not yet appeared, he instinctively felt staying in the car was safer.
All right, I will listen to you.
Tae-tu blushed, obeying her idol's order without hesitation. It depends on the type of gun, an ordinary sniper rifle cannot penetrate.
Tae-dai said with confidence. Ordinary sniper rifle cannot penetrate? So Fong raised his lips. What kind of sniper rifle counts as ordinary?
NK books.
He looked around. Good, there was no suitable place to hide. Mr. So, do you suspect a sniper? Tae-tu asked. It is only possible.
So Fong replied casually.
I see, that is battlefield experience, right? Tae-tu pressed. Battlefield experience?
Van Han pursed her lips, eyes hostile at So Fong.
What is going on?
Van Han opened her lips, staring at So Fong, her eyes already red.
So Fong helplessly glared at Tae-Tuesday.
He comforted the girl, be good, last time was an accident, I just wanted to take the driving test.
Then were you hurt?
Van Han pouted, grievance in her voice, you did not tell me.
I was afraid you would worry.
So Fong breathed out, continued, I was not hurt, this afternoon I will eat hot pot with you all.
Next time you must not hide this from me.
Van Han forced her eyes wide, trying to look imposing.
All right, I promise you. So Fong quickly assured. Ah, sorry, I thought Van Han already knew.
Tae-tu apologized, embarrassed.
It's fine, explaining clearly is good. So Fong waved, showing he did not mind.
Tae-dai calmly said, when we return, copy be cautious in words and deeds 1,000 times.
Tae-tu's mouth twitched, as if struck by lightning. She wanted to shout, I cannot do it.
Lu Waimong and her sister glanced at each other, shrugged, still remaining outside the matter.
By the way, how is the investigation on Mist Island? So Fong changed topic, successfully shifting everyone's focus.
Still investigating, in a short time there will be no result.
Tae-dai hesitated then replied. So that prisoner said nothing? So Fong asked. He is stubborn, 7 parts false 3 parts true, hard to distinguish. Tae-tu sighed, troubled. No interrogation methods? So Fong asked with meaning. He is that tough? So Fong was surprised. Li Luke looked weak. A dead pig fears no boiling water, maybe he holds something for others. Tae-dai speculated. Possible.
So Fong nodded thoughtfully.
Too many matters lately, third master and second boss are not well. Tae-dai suddenly said. Someone is targeting the Tai family? So Fong frowned.
In Jinghai City recently, he had learned about the 8 great families, so he was shocked that Tai family might be targeted. Not clear yet, but there is such a possibility. Tai Dai rubbed his chin, eyes fixed on So Fong. Has the ambush event been investigated? So Fong asked again. Tai Dai blinked, then after silence replied, half investigated, assassins' identities are clear, but the one who hired them remains unknown, still investigating. So why did the plane accident have no result? He asked again. Tai Dai smiled politely, confirming So Fong's guess. Van Han quietly raised her hand, asked softly, I don't understand, why did those people aim at Sister Vi Din? That is hard to say. Tai Dai answered vaguely. The girl sensibly did not ask further. When will this road be clear? Lu Waimong pressed her face against the window, eyes scanning. No choice, only to wait. Lu Wai Thursday took out her phone, thought, then called her mother. The car grew quiet, only Lu Wai Thursday talking to her mother. Sometimes Lu Waimong chimed in. I am outside with a friend. On the way back, but traffic jam. Did you eat lunch? Yes, what was it? The mother and daughter chatted, time passed quickly. After nearly 1 hour, the congested traffic finally moved. So Fong restarted the car, gently pressed the accelerator. The armored vehicle moved forward slowly, the speed compared to before was very slow. Tai Tu and others nodded in sympathy, the speed was too slow. Is there a detour nearby? Lu Waimong asked. Yes, the 7th Ring Road. So Fong thought. That is a completely different direction. Tai Tu said softly. Too troublesome. Lu Waimong bowed her head, her stomach growled. Gurgle gurgle. Hungry? Tai Dai could not help but laugh. Lu Waimong pouted, grievance in her voice, of course hungry, in the morning I only drank porridge. There is dry ration, want some? Her eyes lit up. The taste is okay, want to try? Tai Dai smiled.